At least as a Halo person, that's where I stood going into Halo 5, and I was not about it at all. And there were people like Afro Blue and Stouty, and Microsoft's advertising scheme that swayed my opinions and caused me to inevitably, like, I'm gonna buy this on night one, even though after Halo 4, I was over it. I'm breaking up with Halo. We're not talking anymore. I'm blocking your phone number, Halo, and pish posh, my gosh, just go squeeze some lemons. But the advertising scheme, whoop, awesome, good, sweet, awesome. My friends all into it. The beta, solid, which was also very frustrating because at the time when the beta came out, the beta worked better than Master Chief Collection. And it's like, I just paid $60 for Master Chief Collection like a month and a half ago, and you are freaking giving me a beta for free, and the beta's matchmaking works better than the thing that I paid for. You guys are bastards. So there's a big trust issue, right? 343, big trust issue, obviously. And for their advertising scheme and all my friends kind of getting into it, I didn't just buy the game either. I bought an Xbox. I bought not a Master Chief Collection. I bought a Halo 5 Xbox, Halo 5 Xbox One with the whole box and stuff. Where's this box? We can give you the box. Oh, it's in a Halo 5 freaking Xbox right here. Like a Master Chief Collection box, right? Like, we're freaking buy this crap. And, so it's like, your advertising scheme works. And it obviously did because I was influenced by my friends as well. And I bought this for my girlfriend. And it's like, I have an Xbox One already, but I bought this shit. So your advertising scheme worked, you bastards. Coming in, and now you know where I'm coming from as a Halo fan. Buy this Xbox, so like everything works for them, right? I'm skeptical. I didn't even think I was gonna play Halo 5 when I played Halo 4. I like literally quote my girlfriend. I had said like, Halo, I'm done. Halo's dead. I'm done. Like, Halo's gone. He's dead to me. And then Halo 5 comes out, and I buy a freaking Xbox, and I do all this nonsense, and so everything worked for them. They're kudos to that. And so, first thing with the Halo 5 review, number one. First point. I spit all over my computer. The advertising. So you advertise this where it's like the first thing we see with Halo 5, like the little teaser trailer, is Master Chief in his little the little cloak thing, his little poncho, Master Chief's poncho, and he has this, and he's wandering through this desert, and this big gigantic thing comes out and pops out and blows his cloak off, and you're like, oh, that's Master Chief, and we already knew it was Master Chief, but it's Master Chief. And so you do that, and it's like, cool. Then everything after that, and you can tell at that point they had no clue what they're talking about. They have no clue whatsoever. And so they're just doing their thing and whatever. And then they freaking 343 figures it out, and they're like, oh my god, we're gonna do this, we're gonna kill Master Chief or whatever. And this is your spoiler alert. And that whatever, spoiler alert. You advertise that Locke is this fucking pimp Spartan. He's this new Spartan. He is Spartan 4, and he is going to hunt Master Chief. And there's commercials where it's like Locke's dead, Master Chief's about to kill Locke. There's commercials where flip-floppy, where Master Chief is dying under his own statue commemorating his sacrifices to humanity, and Locke is going to murder him. All this nonsense, right? And who knows about racial undertones? I don't think so. But either way, yeah, probably not. But either way, so it's all this shit. It was like Locke killing Master Chief. And So you go through all this, and they make you feel like there's going to be this conclusion. There's going to be this come to a head. And as like a gamer I pictured, we're going to take off turns playing one and the other. And they're like in parallel stories that are moving closer and closer. Not parallel stories. Not perpendicular either. Just opposing angled stories that are slowly going to arc towards each other. And they're going to meet with Locke and Master Chief fucking each other up, and someone's going to die. And either A, you are going to have a choice given the assumptions that these little teaser trailers are giving you, which is, oh, the truth, hunt the truth, hunt the truth. And so they're being vague, and I don't think they were being tricky with hunt the truth, but I think they were being tricky with Locke, Master Chief killing each other, because it gave everyone the perception that we are going to choose who dies, and I then came up with this grand scheme that ended up not being right at all, and that could happen all the time with me, because I do this all the time, is that you were going to choose, and statistically they were going to see on Xbox Live who killed who, and they were going to then do some shit because of that. Like, 80% of the community chose Master Chief. Obviously, because freaking Master Chief is awesome and he is Halo. And I told my girlfriend, I told my mom, I told everyone, if they kill Master Chief, which I thought they did for a while, I was very convinced about this. I thought they were bastards, and the trust issue with 343, get back to this, that if they killed Master Chief, I would stop playing Halo. At least in Halo 5. I have this theory about Halo 6, and that could be completely incorrect too, and it very possibly will be. But I have this theory about Halo 6, and that maybe I'll talk about later. But, so, they do all this, and they don't fucking address it. They do this like mini build at the beginning of the game, and I was into it. I was very into it. And my girlfriend and I, we played 2 TVs, which is another story, but I get it. And there's like some really angry people on Xbox Live. Oh, you don't have split screen in Halo. It's like you don't have split screen in Call of Duty, Titanfall, Battlefield, and there's just like these angry people that you just really need to chill out. And they think that Microsoft is forcing you to buy an Xbox when they're probably big time Call of Duty players and big time Battlefield players and Titanfall lovers and whatnot, and it's this unfair expectation or unfair comparison that Halo has. They're like, oh my god, Halo's all about split screen. It always has been about split screen. So when they don't have split screen, we're angry. We're super angry. Let's go take shots of whiskey and get angrier. It doesn't make sense, because it's like all the other games that they hold at such a high standard do not have split screen. Except for a very minimal experience. And a lot of them don't have it at all. And so it's not fair to just ridicule Halo and be angry about this and have this a scapegoat, this like unintelligent scapegoat where because it doesn't have split screen, it's alienating its fan base because it's always had split screen. I'm not arguing in the favor of Microsoft. I think they are trying to make more money, and that is obvious. But so is every game, and so is every other first-person shooter that you're comparing Halo 5 to. And Halo has always been a franchise that makes money. ODST was an example of that I was talking about earlier, which probably should have been $20 instead of $60. That it is unfair to hold them to a standard that you're not holding to other people. You're not bitching about it on Black Ops 3. You're not bitching about it on Tomb Raider, how you can't play split screen or something. That to hold Halo to this standard when it's not a standard, and it is a money-making scheme, that if you're going to bitch about that, bitch about it as the gaming community. Don't bitch about it as a negative for Halo 5. It's a negative for gaming. And it sucks that the gaming community is manipulative and greedy. Not the gaming community, excuse me. The gaming industry is greedy and manipulative, which it is, but this isn't a Halo 5 problem. So it's not one of those things you can bring against Halo 5. It's not fair, you know? And it was very misleading. But ultimately, I think these assumptions created, right? You have these freaking assumptions created as a gamer, and you're going to Halo 5, and they don't live up to it because nothing is resolved. Like Locke and Master Chief end up teaming up at one point, and the game ends. And the major talking point against the game, besides this like misleading, is the ending is so abrupt, at least in the single player. The multiplayer is cool, but the single player ends so abruptly. It's freaking ridiculous. And with the advertising scheme and getting to that we already, like, as a gaming community, at least me personally, I didn't trust them because of Master Chief Collection. And I know people that are like trying to boycott this, and it's like there's 3 or 4 people, but so it's not gonna work. And they made $400 million in the first week, so it's not gonna work essentially. But I had this sense of mistrust with 343 after Master Chief Collection. And it's like not just with 343. It happened before, but it's really bad with Halo 4 and then Master Chief Collection. And so, in that sense, I think when they lie to you about the advertising and the game's single player ends up not being what they advertise, I feel like that's a slippery slope as 343. That's the third time you have lied to us. Third time that you've misled us as a community. And the first 2 might be unintentional and they might be forced by Microsoft, but it was kind of a dirty trick to advertise something that wasn't necessarily the case. And when I thought it was the case in the first half of the game, until Master Chief and Locke duke it out, which was really sweet, I was all about it, and I thought I was going to keep going, but then it gets like resolved immediately after that, and they kind of like, oh, okay, they're on the same team, and they kind of like do their shit, and Locke becomes this hero. And then my theory behind this is in Halo 6, they are going to kill Master Chief. Mark my words, 1:25 p.m., 11/10/2015, they are going to kill Master Chief in Halo 6. And Locke is going to become this new guy, and he's going to, for some reason, use Master Chief's armor and become Master Chief. And Master Chief will become like Batman, or like, I guess just Batman, or like Robin. There's a lot of superheroes like this, that it's a symbol, and it's not necessarily defined by the person. It's defined by its position, and that people, the Flash, Spider-Man, I don't know, the Flash does it, freaking Batman, freaking a bajillion comic books. Everyone's like, bajillions. Ant-Man, that's what I think Master Chief will become. He's become a symbol, and Locke will become the new Master Chief. And then he'll have a more fulfilled background that you can like relate to and then care about, which I think is absent with Master Chief. And that's valid of 343 to understand that. And I think they're trying to fuck with that. And that's cool. That's warranted. I understand that we need a deeper, like, Greek tragedy hero here that Locke can embody. And so I think he needs to start wearing the Master Chief armor. They're going to kill Master Chief at the end of 6. Locke's going to become Master Chief. And with the same armor, though. He'll have, like, a look, maybe a little different, because they keep switching out Master Chief's armor. So just a little bit different look, but it's still Master Chief. It's like freaking Batman, but someone else becomes Batman, like Batman Beyond. I don't remember that guy's name, but Batman Beyond, right? Single player. We're going to talk about point 2, single player. Now that we've talked about like the advertising scheme and have really gotten our heads around like, okay, you misled us. If you look at the single player just for the single player, it's pretty good single player. It's pretty awesome. It's really fun. The opening cutscene, I would say, is the best freaking movie in all of Halo. And some of those cutscenes in Halo 2, the remastered ones, are amazing. Some of the other ones are pretty awesome, nostalgic value and stuff. But that opening cutscene is badass. The other huge talking point is, and I think it's the best part of the game maybe, is the music. The music is amazing. It is, my dad said that it's classical music, a lot of it, or it could be deemed classical music, I guess, like modern classical, that if your heart isn't pumping or if you're not feeling this music, you need to turn it up. And that is with this. When you're in the opening scene, pump those speakers up, and you will be ready for playing Halo. And it's exactly what a cutscene at the beginning of a game is supposed to do. And it's amazingly executed and beautiful and freaking ridiculous.
The light is green. Comm check.
Comms working fine, Lab.
Copy that, Tanaka. Spartan Buck online and ready.
Spartan Vale online.
Weapons free. Contact.
Incoming!
We could have taken him.
Let's move. Vale, keep an ear on comms.
Affirmative.
Buck, Tanaka, full security.
On it.
All right.